What's going on, YouTube? It's Futures Funded here again. Today we're going to be going over a market review of today. It's May 23rd. Just going over ES, kind of what we saw play out, why it played out, some setups we found, and what we expect going into tomorrow, and maybe some longer term plays as well. So as you guys can see here, we had basically a downtrend day, targeting these Thursday sell side liquidity points, returning into this 1 hour fair value gap that we have. As you can see from right here to here, we had this 1 hour fair value gap as well as this Thursday sell side that we were looking to target. So it was a downtrend day for most of the day, but we did see some consolidation in the morning. Okay, we did see this consolidation in the morning. Why did we see this consolidation? Well, as you guys can see, we already targeted this sell side liquidity right here on the short-term low that we have. We already targeted this sell side liquidity before 9:30, which was then delivering into this new week opening gap that we have from here to here, as you can see, which is where we had that consolidation. So if I go down into the 1 minute time frame, right? If we go into the 1 minute time frame and we really zoom in, you can see here what we did target that sell side before that 9:30. Which is why we then saw the consolidation. Now, even with this consolidation, we did have some setups that we were looking to play, but that drop didn't come into kind of afternoon. So if you look here, we have this sell side liquidity point right here. We also have this is the new week opening gap, this point right here and this point right here, and then we have this opening, right, this 8:30 open price point. Okay, so as you see, there were some setups looking to play. So right here, you can see we have this, right, short-term low, right, sell side looking to be taken out, short-term low. If we zoom in, then you can see after this short-term low, we had this market structure shift, right, going into here. After this market structure shift, you can see we have this fair value gap looking to play right here. And then after we kind of bounce through and we start to move back upwards again, we also have another fair value gap that could have been targeted right here as well, maybe possibly for another entry. So we had two fair value gaps where then you could have looked to target. Like I said, we had this short-term high that could have been looked to be targeted right here. So we had this short-term high that could have been looked to be targeted, and then we also have this new week opening, this 8:30 open price point right here, and then we do have the top of this new week opening, right? So these are some setups that could have been looking to be target. All of these would have been hit based off of this YouTube setup that we had down here. We also had some other setups as well. As you can see, it was a lot of consolidation, but we did have some fractional setups. Our YouTube model, right, goes right here, where we have these, right, short-term highs, right, grabbed, the liquidity was grabbed, going then into a break of structure right here, right, we have this market structure shift where it was then targeted, and then after this market structure shift, you can see we then have this fair value gap that is right here, which we targeted perfectly, right? You can see we targeted the top of this fair value gap perfectly on the 1 minute time frame, where you would have looked to get shorts, right, back into the bottom of this new week opening gap that we have, right? So one of our short YouTube setups that we have. But other than that, it was kind of just consolidation, right? Consolidation before we then saw this release, right? So you can see here we have this balance point. Okay, so we really had this major balance point where we were looking to hit. How do we know this was a balance point? Because we just have basically the accumulation and distribution in this balance range of where this was hit, going back into this side, right, bouncing back into this balance range, right? But as you can see, after we finally have this break through the balance, so that morning consolidation range, when we finally leave this balance, look where price heads back up to, right? Price then heads right back to our balance, right? When we leave, price then heads right back to our balance, okay? And if we zoom in, right, you can see on the zoom in, we have what our YouTube set up again, where we have this market structure, or I'm sorry, not market structure right there. That is a short-term high, buy side liquidity, then going into a market structure shift right here, right? Our favorite setup, you see we play this setup a lot. Market structure shift, and then leading into your fair value gap range where it was targeted beautifully, right? Fair value gap range targeted beautifully, looking to take out what on this time frame, right? What would you look to target it on this short setup? You would have looked to targeted these short-term lows, right, which is a sell side target, okay? These short-term lows, which is a sell side target. Now, as you can see, price did take out, we did seek this sell side, right? We did seek the sell side, but at the same time, we're witnessing a break of structure, right? How do we know this is a break of structure? Well, as you can see with this break of structure, when we took out this sell side, right, the short-term low, this sell side, we also have, right, we also have this displacement, where you can guys see we have this fair value gap right here, where we had displacement and we led back into that range, where then we look to drop off again, right? So if we dig back into this range, you will then see, what do we have? We have these short-term highs again. This setup never gets old. We have these short-term highs with what? A break of structure. Okay, if I can get that on point. Or market structure shift, yep. Market structure shift. And then if you look, if I just take these out right here, if I just take that out, you can then see that we have a fair value gap from right here, right? But it was a pretty solid break. So this was a pretty solid break. So we do have that fair value gap, but we ended up leading into another fair value gap off of that break as well, which is where we had that entry, where we entered today, right? Where we have this entry looking to take out what? First, we're seeking to take out these short-term lows. So that's the first target that we want to look to take, are these short-term lows. All right. But after these short-term lows are taken, we do have a further continuation going back into these sell side targets, and then also back into our 1 hour, if I zoom in, all right, also back into our 1 hour fair value gap range, okay? So that's what we see on this point, returning back into our 1 hour fair value gap range, before then leaving off to more consolidation in the day. All right, so that's the market review for today, what we had set up. Going into tomorrow, really what I would be looking for is if, we can continue, breaking down through this range, I then would look for a redistribution back into, this target right here, right? Redistribution back into maybe, these shorter term targets. If I zoom out, all right, these shorter term targets where we have zoomed out, as you can see, we have, more, different setups to possibly look out for, right? Some more targets that we could look to be hit, which if you really look at this overall setup, you can really see how this was a major sell side setup, right? A major sell setup. As you can see here, we have, that consolidation, right? We have the consolidation. Then after the consolidation, we then lead into the accumulation, right? The accumulation, which then leads into that sell setup. So as you can see on the longer term, how this sell setup was looking to play out. And like I said, going into tomorrow, we really want to see how we play around in this fair value gap range, seeing if we can, have some redistribution before maybe targeting, a little bit lower, and seeing where that plays out. Right, so that's just one of the setups what we're really looking for tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed this market review. We will have more to come, especially days like this where there's a lot of setups and different market structure types you could look to play. Definitely have more on the way. Continue to like, continue to subscribe. Also make sure that you are in our Discord. Discord link will be in the description, as well as make sure you follow our Twitter and Instagram, which will also both be in the description. Until the next video, thank you guys for watching.